Ladies and gentlemen, now today we have an absolutely huge change to Act 4 and Act 5. They are completely reworked, tons of nodes have been stripped out, there's no masochism, there's no bane, the rewards have been absolutely giga-buffed as well for new and progressing players. Really is quite insane. Like looking at the Act 4 completion rewards, right? You used to get like 1,000 5-star shards, and now it's a full 5-star crystal. Instead of a 4-star, it's a 4-star selector, so you pick one of 3. There's also a 5-star, 3 to 4 random gem just on the completion, and also some sig stones. If you look at the exploration as well, if you do all of Act 4, and again, a lot of opponents, a lot of paths have either been, completely removed or just stripped down quite heavily, so it's much quicker to do now as well. There's like a 5-star Nexus Crystal, you get 15,000 5-star shards. There's a generic 3 to 4 gem, a 5-star Awakening Gem Crystal, 100 5-star Sig Stones, 4 Tier 2 Alpha as well, and then 4 T4CC. However, the additional interesting reward structure change is in completion. They've actually put the mastery point in the completion of every chapter as opposed to the exploration. So now you're actually not forced to do 100% of Act 4 if you want access to all the mastery points in the game, which is a really, really big win for progressing players, man. Just allows you to get deeper into those mastery builds a bit quicker. But also, like, look at this as well. Just going through chapter by chapter, you just do completion of the first one, and this is like right after you kill Thanos, say. You just need to do chapter 1. Bang! It's like another 4-star champion there. A stack of ISO, bit of gold. There's also a 4-star 3 to 4 gem as well to allow you to very quickly push to, 4-star rank 4 champions. So yeah, that's just in the first one, and also the exploration as well, if you do 100%, is a 4-star selector as well. So there's one of these in each one. But look at the stack of resources, man. Like, there's a load of Tier 4 basic, Tier 1 alpha, good chunk of gold, T4CC selectors, good chunk of 5-star shards, and these actually do scale up, chapter to chapter as well. So, you do the second one. Is that 4 to 5? I didn't even know a 4 to 5 gem was there as well, dude. What the hell? This is just chapter 2, bro. And you can get like a 4-star rank 5 champion. That's giga, man. That is really, really good. And again, just another 4-star hero crystal. So just for doing the completion, you're getting all of these rank up gems, the mastery points. You're gonna get 4-star champion crystals, and you're also gonna get the selector as well. And this is a 5-star rank up gem there. Okay, nice. That's a 2 to 3. Some additional 5-star shards as well. And again, just looking in, it's just a ton of ISO, and also a 4-star Nexus Crystal there as well. And as you see, like in the later ones as well, you get like 10,000 5-star shards. The T4CC selectors, there's 10 of them. Just an absolutely massive stack of rewards. Like the speed at which you can properly deck out a 4-star roster is going to be pretty wild. And also getting like the 5-star 2 to 3 gem as well on completion. I mean, there's just so much stuff for ranking up, a couple of really good characters and just getting them to carry your roster. And like, I mean, even before the changes, like Act 4, if you were a skilled player, you had, semi-decent 3-star champions, you could get through it, and you're going to be emerging with that with, all the resources to take, a 4-star champion up to rank 5. You got the generic gems, and also a 5-star champion up to rank 3. And if it's the right one, just, you're instantly going into Act 5 with like a 5-star rank 4 champion, which is pretty giga, because even on the free-to-play, if you watch back the Thronebreaker live streams, I'm doing Act 6 stuff. Certain bosses, I think with Longshot like 5-star rank 2, and a couple of champions at 5-star rank 3 as well. So yeah, you can punch a lot above where you're at in terms of your progression if you know how to play well. And then we get to the Act 5 rewards, man, and the completion stuff. Used to previously, I think it was like enough to get one 5-star champion crystal, but instead you've got a 5-star Nexus selector here. So you just get to outright, pick one of 3 5-star champions. So kind of the equivalent to like 3 of these crystals. You just get to pick, the strongest, most overpowered god tier one, and just outright like half of a 6-star champion as well. I think this is about 2,500 before. There is also a 5-star random rank 5 gem, which I think was, like the generic one was in 100% rewards previously, so you can get your first rank 5 there. There's 100 Sig Stones, a 4-star Relic Crystal, and a 5-star Awakening Gem. Just for the overall exploration, you have a 6-star crystal. Now, this is the really interesting thing for progression here, is you actually have 3 5-star Nexus crystals. And when looking at your roster for Act 6, generally you need something like quite specific to get through, like Medusa or the Champion or Mr. Sinister, if you want to make that push for Thronebreaker. And getting 3 of these crystals, where each one has a choice of 3 champions, you can be very specific on what you want to target and probably get a champion that, you know, fills that utility niche to actually get you through to either like Cavalier or Thronebreaker there. So yeah, that is really, really good. And again, the difficulty, as I'm going to show you in a second, has come down a lot for 100% Act 5 as well. So, you know, you might want to tunnel like Cosmic Champions, try and get somebody with Fury, Poison Immunity for Sinister, or Tech Champions, try and get the Robot Synergies or something, or Mystic. You know, you need a good champion counter. It gives you 9 selections there, so you've got a pretty damn good chance of finding something quite useful. And then there's also 2 6-star rank up gems to take a champion from rank 1 to rank 2. So that's pretty crazy. You get your 5, you know, even looking at the Act 6 starter package here already, it's like a 5-star rank 5 champion. You've got 2 6-star rank 2s as well. You've got 200 Sig Stones as well for 5-star characters. So if there is a 5-star that really does need to, you know, have those Sig levels in, again, you can just completely max them out there very easily. You've also got 2 4-star Relic Crystals. Again, very good that the Strikers are now in, what is that, Act 6 and most endgame content. But just looking through on completion rewards, I think completion rewards overall, yeah, they're still not, like, incredibly spicy. They're all right, you know? But they're not doing as much for you in comparison to what, you know, the Act 4 ones do 1 per 1. But the Exploration, if we have a look at that, is a 3 to 4 5-star rank up gem for number 1. A really nice amount of 5-star shards for progressing players, and 1,250 6-star shards as well. T4 CC Selector, 20 Tier 4 Basic. Oh my god, look at that amount of golden ISO, dude. That's actually a bit cracked there. It's like 45 10k ones and 350,000 gold. So yeah, that'll certainly help plug a few gaps there. And the completion, getting the collector down, you get the 3-star Relic Crystal, the T4CC, you know, a few more 5-star shards, I believe, than you got previously. You do this 100%, you get a generic 5-star 3 to 4 gem. There's another Relic Crystal, tons of gold, tons of ISO, tons of T4CC selectors, lots of resources there. So much stuff knocking about. And again, a lot of the difficult stuff has been just completely gutted, as I'm going to show you guys in a second. Chapter 3, completion 3,500 5-star shards. So again, going to be quickly forming like another 5-star crystal going through. That's a nice solid buff there. A lot of tier 2 alpha, another 3-star relic crystal as well. And doing 100%, almost 20,000 5-star shards, almost 2,000 of the 6-star shards, a generic 3 to 4. That is very spicy. Massive amounts of gold ISO. There's also a random awakening gem, and on top of that is a 3 to 4. Oh my dude, just going to be like getting a giga roster now, like on a new account. If you're like somebody that can learn to play quickly, is just going to be nuts. And doing chapter 4 as well, there's 4,000 5-star shards, get 7 tier 2 alpha, another 3-star relic crystal, bit of T4CC, the alpha. But also, if you do 100% in this one, you get 20,000 5-star shards, 2,000 6-star. There are 2 generic 5-star 3 to 4 gems. So yeah, with all these gems, man, it should be really easy. Especially if, you know, you're doing the, if you just do a monthly event quest, you use your units on the booster bundle, you know, having like an arsenal of champions at 5-star, rank 4, you know, you're going to have maybe one at rank 5, a couple of 6-star champions at rank 2. Just really allows you to punch up significantly and get through a lot of the Act 6 stuff. But again, there is going to be like the learning curve as well with all the other stuff removed. But another awakening gem, it's crazy, man. Absolutely crazy, like the level of stuff that is on offer. And again, in comparison, I'm just going to show like a couple of quests that many of us may be familiar with. So we've got Lines in the Sand. Now, this is like how severe some of the changes are. If you used to go left, right, you would always get ambushed by your boy Yellow Jacket, but he's not there anymore. So they removed the Yellow Jacket, and also next to this Colossus was actually a Punisher as well. And previously, I think the health balls on this quest was about, I think it was about 60,000 to 90,000 on some beefier opponents, and now it's like half of that. So this dead ball has about 37,000 hit points here, and again, this used to be where the masochism node was. It's not here anymore, so you don't have to deal with that. You don't need to learn to play around with that. And I do think long term, you know, that does have negative connotations, because it was like getting uncollected has always been kind of the badge of like, okay, you now understand combat on a slightly more advanced level. You can bait out heavy attacks. You have figured out how to, you know, deal with the Bane node as well. But this stuff is completely removed, and it's just basic fights now, man. Basic fights that go down a lot quicker. So yeah, just the challenge is very much completely drained out of it. I would say with the health nerf as well and the nodes being removed, this is probably about 200% easy, twice as easy, 3 times as easy. Like, it is a really significant change. And the thing about the nodes being removed, particularly against the Collector, because the Collector, I think, has still got a similar power index there. You may note as well, if you're familiar with this quest, there used to be a magic on the right-hand side. This magic has actually been removed now. So yeah, there's just like less opponents, generally speaking. Some weird changes here and there. Like there's a Jubilee over here, and now Punisher 2099. But yeah, opponents have been thinned out a bit. There's no Black Widow on this path. I think there's a Yondu before that Nebula as well. So yeah, really been thinned out quite substantially. But just to show you this one again, it was always the quest before the Collector, and the Collector himself, you've got to deal with the Bane nodes, you know, you've got to learn pacing, or how to, you know, transfer your Bane in the window of your special attacks. You know, you kind of had to know timing and just keeping a good rhythm, and like disrupting the rhythm of your combo, maybe to end early, to make sure, you know, you're transferring Bane during the next combo. But I think, you know, one of the core problems Marvel Contest of Champions has is it just doesn't have like a sufficient enough training mode that like teaches you how to get good at the game, and just allows you to practice against nodes and scenarios that are relevant for you to learn without incurring a heavy penalty on your units. Because a lot of the you know, the fights that are the most annoying, like the Grandmaster or the Champion or any of these new bosses that kind of really put you to a test, they're generally at the end of the path. And a lot of people, you know, kind of get into that thing of like, you know, the path was a bit of a pain, and now I'm at the boss, like I just got to spend units. And I see a lot of people, you know, that maybe not ready for the Grandmaster, need a bit more practice, just kind of get into that fight, and sometimes spiral a little bit. But yeah, I mean, it's just crazy. It just feels like it is a completely different quest now. It's a completely different kind of early to mid game, and I'm happy that they're doing more to boost players' accounts toward the end game levels. But I think there also needs to be more modes of gameplay and more meaningful content that actually teaches you how to play, because it also, like, while this is a nice change to the rewards, it really feels like a bit of Marvel Contest of Champions that was such a centerpiece of the game and progression for such a long period of time has just been completely ripped out. And I'm curious now what is going to be that, you know, roadblock. I imagine it just kind of shifts up to Act 6 is like the very brutal roadblock. But I always used to have like so many players coming to the channel that would, you know, just get past Act 4, get in Act 5, and just be like completely battered by the nodes. And I think the learning curve, dude, is just going to be so much steeper in Act 6 now. But, you know, at least for that specific learning curve, the players are going to have a much beefier roster in comparison. So there is that to consider. And just one other thing I want to quickly look at here is just the key quest again. All the keys in, and I'm really glad this changed actually. Energy refill there. But yeah, all of the keys now that were present before in Act 5-3 have just been completely removed. Like, none of this exists anymore. And it's so fantastic, dude. Those keys sucked. So yeah, it's going to be a little bit little bit interesting to see how some of that stuff shapes up. But it's just making me want to do a new free-to-play account just so I can test like what this experience is like for myself. But I want to wait for a good event, man. It was only like 8 months ago we started the last one. We've already completed most of the things I wanted to do on that. Did they get rid of the node on this one? Oh, no. Okay. Yeah, he does have... I was like, did they, like, completely just nerf this fight to the ground? But no, he still has his, like, random buff generation node there. So, yeah, that is... that's going to be pretty chill for the most part. And it just looks like a lot of global nodes have been removed. Like, they still have, like, specific link stuff. And I think this is going to be, a tad harder in, like, 5.4. Than previous chapters are now by comparison, but comparison to what they were, it's going to be a lot easier. Let me have a quick look on this one as well, just the Venom quest. Let's see, even in the first chapter, did they just outright remove the nodes here? Oh, they still got life transfer, okay. So they haven't cut everything out, just like some things. But it's just wild, man, absolutely wild. If they got... what was it? Brute Force, I guess, was like a slightly tricky one. Is that's still in there? No, Brute Force is gone, right? I'm just gonna double check this on this Thor Jane Foster fight, but I'm pretty sure that they just got rid of Brute Force on this one, man. We just got a slight boost, and there's no even Iron Man, because Iron Man always used to be the first opponent on that path as well, didn't he? That's just straight to Thor Jane Foster. No brute force whatsoever. Okay, right, let's get to the specialty, dude. Okay, that was pretty good. Okay, it's a lot more damage than I expected there from Spider-Man, dude. Yeah, kind of popped off, man. Kind of popped off. Yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, my thoughts are quite mixed on this. Again, I think fundamentally, like, players... when they're picking up Marvel Contest of Champions, they need a really good game mode or something that's going to allow them to learn to play properly with all of the caveats that you need to do to be a really good endgame player. And I think, Act 5 used to facilitate a bit of that with like Masochism and Bane kind of forcing you to become a better player if you did want to progress. And yeah, I'm curious to see like how new players kind of find the experience of skilling up, because I just feel like there needs to be more specific areas, because it's so funny actually. But what was it? I think this the training grounds got added like, was it 3 years ago? It was a very, very long time ago. I started like 2-3 years ago, dude. But they've added nothing. Nothing's it. It's completely empty. You've got like parry training, mate. That's all you got. You got a parry tutorial. Is this like the yeah, this is the only thing that they've added. Let's see if I can complete the parry tutorial. But you kind of need like more stuff like this that's like a little bit engaging. That teaches you about like various techniques as you kind of like progress and play through the game. So yeah, I'm kind of curious to see how they're gonna solve that moving forward. Because like, I don't know, it makes me, I don't know if it's just like me being a bit sentimental towards these quests, but it did make me a bit sad actually, like playing through some of those fights and seeing just like how much they had kind of just like been stripped down of like all character, and it was just like you're smashing, basic 4-star champions. But I guess, that's just the way that the game is moving. The early game is just getting streamlined. They want people to steamroll it in a few days so they can get people to Act 6 so that they can just completely get wrecked and spend all of their money on revives, I think is probably the plan there. But ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts on some of these changes in the comment section below. And if you did enjoy today's video, please do smash that like button. That'd be greatly appreciated. Thank you all very much for watching. Take care, and I hope you have an absolutely fantastic day.